Hi guys, this is your flexibility and recovery workout. We're going to start off today lying on your side. A very simple movement, keeping your hips square. I'm going to lift the top knee up as high as I can without turning the hips. Recover right back down again. It's a clamshell exercise. I rotate the knee up, don't turn your hips, keep your hips square, and come right back down again. You do approximately 20 seconds of these. And then I'm going to rotate and switch to the other side. Knees stacked on top of one another, head resting down, hips are square, lift the knee up. Feet stay on top of one another. And for 20 seconds. Next we're going to move into a static stretch. Lie on your back. Cross your left leg over your knee, take your left hand, and just press that knee gently away from you, stretching out that hip capsule. Hold that stretch, keep a slight arch in your lower back. We're in it for about 20 seconds. Don't let your hips turn. Press the thigh away from you, stretch the hip. And switch sides, recover. Ankle is resting on the thigh, just above the knee. Take the same side hand, push the knee away, and hold that stretch for approximately 20 seconds. Hips stay square, slight arch in your lower back. And relax. From there, we're going to prop both knees up, and just draw out inward circles with that lower leg bone, rotating the femur. We're going to rotate this out for 40 seconds. Hands are posted down. Head can rest. And rotate out the hips. If you want to make it slightly more difficult, you can increase the speed. If you're having trouble controlling, slow it down. Good. Now we're going to go back to that clamshell position. Instead of rotating the knee up, we're now going to rotate the foot up. Lifting the foot up internally rotates the femur. Recover down. The original clamshell was an external rotation exercise. Again, keep your hips square. Some of you may be able to lift that foot a lot higher than I am right now. But don't press through any compensation. The hips have to stay square. And do about 20 seconds of those rotations. And then quickly, don't hate the butt spin, rotate that internal rotation. The reverse clamshell. And about 20 seconds there. Good. Now back to your back. Similar to that static stretch we just did, cross the leg over, but instead of pushing the knee away from you, we're going to drop the right leg down to the ground, allowing this knee to fall to the ground. Gravity is going to work in your favor. It's pulling down on this knee. You're just trying to relax your hips. It's referred to as a Faber stretch. It's flexion, abduction, and external rotation, stretching a lot of the muscles inside that hip joint. Holding a relaxed position for about 20 seconds. The ankle is resting just above the kneecap. Do not rest the ankle on top of the kneecap. It's not going to be pleasant. Now slowly recover out of it. Switch legs. Ankle rests above the knee. Drop the left leg down and relax this leg. You may see one side a little tighter than the other. You can spend a little bit longer stretch when you do a second round if you choose to. Spend a little bit longer time on the tighter side, as my right side is a little bit tighter. I'll hold it for 10 more seconds. Hips stay square. And relax. Now I'm going to sit myself up. Prop my torso up with my hands behind me. I'm just going to slowly rotate my knees side to side. In that position, stretching out the hips again. Rotating the torso. Thighs go side to side. Rotating off each glute. We're going to do that for approximately 40 seconds. If you feel yourself walking away from the mat, just pause and reset your hips. And continue rotating. Good, relax. Lay back down on your back. Tuck your heels in as comfortably as you can get her towards your hamstrings and glutes. Heels are down, toes are up. We want to push through the heels to raise our hips up off the ground into a bridge position. I'm stretching the hip flexors and squeezing the glutes. And I recover back down. Make sure as soon as your tailbone leaves the ground, your upper and middle back starts to leave the ground also. We don't want to raise your hips and leave your shoulders down. It's going to create a curvature in your spine. We want the spine to stay in a neutral position. Push through your heels. Get used to moving like a plank, connected. Squeeze your glutes and recover back down. We're going to do 10 more of those. There is space between my lower shoulder blade and the floor every time I bridge up. 2 more. Good. After the hip bridges, we're going to switch to a slightly more difficult static stretch. I want my knees to stay together and walk my feet apart. Call this a W stretch. We're internally rotating the femur, so we stretch the external rotators. It's not the most comfortable position to get into. If it feels awkward and it feels like too much pressure on your knees, don't go so far out with your feet. It's a static stretch. We're holding that position for 20 seconds. Make that 40 seconds. If it gets too uncomfortable, just come out and wait for the next description. 10 more seconds. You should be feeling a stretch on the outside of the femur into the hip joint. And slowly recover your feet. Finally, in this rotation, the last exercise we're going to do is a posterior pelvic tilt. Right now, as I lie flat on my back, there's a slight arch in it. I want to tilt my hips downward. Tighten up my abs and flatten that back out. When I recover, a natural curve comes back into my back. I should be able to fit my hand underneath there. I'm exaggerating the curve right now so you can see the difference in flattening the back out. Tilt my hips downward, my tailbone starts to roll upwards, my back is flat, I'm tightening up my abs. And then I recover. We're going to do 8 more of those in a row with no real pause. Hips are tilting. I've got my hands pressing on my hip bones to feel them sink down towards the mat. Good. And lastly, at the end of these flexibility and recovery workouts, I tend to do a 2-minute movement. Today we're going to do a full body stretch. Legs straighten out, feet together, knees together, toes up. I'm going to start with my arms horizontal, perpendicular to the floor. I'm going to rotate the arms back. As the thumbs get closer and closer to the floor, I'm going to reach and point my toes. I'm going to hold that for about 20 seconds, making myself as long as I possibly can. And I recover out and relax the feet. We're going to go back into that 20-second hold. Point your toes, stretch your arms back, elbows stay locked down. If you stop here and you can't get back any further, add a little elbow, bend and reach till your thumbs touch the ground, then elevate and make yourself as long as you possibly can. Holding this for 20 seconds. Each time we do it, you should see you can get a little bit longer. My abs are stretching. Even some of my thighs and hip flexors are stretching. Recover back up. We do one more stretch. Arms back. This time gently let your knuckles rotate flat, palms are up. And we're going to hold that stretch for 30 seconds, pointing Take in some breaths. We did a diaphragmatic breathing in one of your workouts. Breathe in through your nose. Feel your belly fill up with air. Tighten your abs up. And exhale. 10 more seconds. And relax. Good job.